Live from Innovation Park on the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News. It's Tuesday, March 2nd. Tonight, we'll tell you all you need to know about Penn State's plan for in-person classes in the fall, as well as Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf's adjustments to the state's travel restrictions.
We also have an update on the Centre County COVID cases, along with entertainment, sports, and weather.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Ben Russell.
And I'm Gabriella Hornack.
Penn State is beginning the process of having all classes be in person for next fall semester. The university will also implement some in-person classes during the summer semester, depending on the capacity of the class, and could also utilize open outside spaces and tents for some classes. But it will once again be a mix of synchronous and asynchronous classes, as has been the case since the beginning of this school year. Penn State President Eric Barron has said that the school has been fully prepared to follow all COVID guidelines that are implemented, and that he is excited for all students to return to in-person classes next semester. Students are encouraged to visit virusinfo.psu.edu to find more information.
Centre County reports 54 new COVID-19 cases as of Saturday. This brings the county case total to 12,876. There are currently 10 COVID-19 patients hospitalized in Centre County, with none on ventilators or in intensive care. According to the health department data on Friday, 8,385 Centre County residents are fully covered with both doses of the COVID-19 vaccine.
Penn State is adjusting its COVID-19 testing strategies in order to increase the availability of walk-up testing and establish more rapid testing sites throughout the campus. The increase in walk-up testing will allow the university to easily identify COVID-19 positive students and begin their quarantine period, while the increased availability of testing will deliver students' results quickly and speed up contact tracing as well. 1% to 2% of the university population will be selected randomly to get tested daily. Students are encouraged to seek out testing through a university healthcare provider if they are experiencing symptoms of COVID-19. Part of Penn State's COVID-19 testing plan includes universal testing for all students returning to in-person classes on campus. This mandatory rapid testing has been taking place at the White Building. Field reporter Caroline Diaz stopped by to give you more details.
With another semester of hybrid learning ahead, Penn State's University Health Services has begun conducting COVID-19 testing for a student's arrival back on campus, introducing a brand new structure here at the White Building. The university administered tests through Vault Health last fall, in which students gave a small amount of saliva into a secure tube, with results coming in a matter of days. The White Building is now administering up-the-nose rapid testing, with results coming in just less than 20 minutes.
As you can see behind me, students are filtering in and out to receive their asymptomatic COVID-19 test, which is by appointment only.
University Health Services has been working their hardest to ensure that all students have a safe and healthy spring semester. But the new testing structure has been met with much skepticism.
It's kind of a joke that, if they really want to protect the community, why are we all back here? If they really cared about saving lives in the state college community, we shouldn't be here at all.
I mean, I guess it's frustrating because no one really wants to do this. It's not a great time, but we have to do it to make sure everyone's safe and take precautions.
For sophomore Jenna Urban, getting tested at the White Building was fast and easy.
It was really quick and a lot faster than I thought. The process was really simple. Yeah, so you get in line and you have to scan a barcode, and then you fill out all your information, and then basically they assign you to get tested in a certain area. And then after that you hand it to someone and they give you a t-shirt, and then you sit down and wait for your result.
Reporting for PSN News, I'm Caroline Diaz.
Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf announced Monday that the state is removing the 14-day quarantine requirement for travel in and out of the state. Travelers will also no longer need a negative test for the virus within 72 hours prior to their arrival. However, Wolf also revised and restricted two COVID-19 policies. As of March 1st, outdoor events are now limited to a 20% maximum occupancy, no matter the venue size. Indoor events are also now limited to a 15% maximum occupancy. Attendees and workers are still required to comply with social distancing and mask wearing.
Coming up next, Tusha Pham will bring you the latest in entertainment after this week's weather report.
From the students of Penn State Meteorology, here is your Penn State Campus Weather Service forecast.
Good evening, I'm student meteorologist Liang Colon here with your PSN News forecast. Let's take a look at the weather headlines for this week. Yesterday and today were pretty windy, but I can see that the windy conditions will decrease throughout the week. We're still seeing some wind for tomorrow, but nothing else to worry about apart from that. Also, the high temperatures will be variable throughout the week. We're expecting temperatures to be in the upper 30s to even 50s some of the days, and there is no precipitation in the forecast expected. For tonight, we will see clear skies in our area, and that will remain throughout tomorrow morning. But as the morning progresses, we will see some bands of cloud affecting the northern part of the state, but nothing in terms of precipitation or nothing for us to worry about in the central part of the state. Now for Wednesday night, you see some scattered clouds over our area, but nothing in terms of precipitation. And for Thursday, we see a much more bigger mass of clouds get into our area and remaining throughout the night for some parts of the western part of the state especially. Now for Friday, we will see clear skies, so enjoy the clear and awesome sunny skies throughout the day on Friday, but this will change for Saturday as some clouds get in from the south. For tonight, we will see 27 as our low temperature, clear skies, and a southwest wind of 3 to 6 miles per hour. Now for tomorrow, temperatures will be above average with a 50 as our highest temperature, sunny skies, and still some gusts to worry about. Gusts could be up to 20 miles per hour. Here is your 7-day forecast, where you see lots of sunny and partly cloudy skies in store for this week. Nothing to worry about in terms of precipitation. Temperatures will be variable in the upper 30s to even 50s for tomorrow and next Monday. The weekend looks pretty cloudy, but temperatures are going to be great in the low 40s. That's all I have for today. I'm Delian Colon. Have a wonderful evening.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Tusha Pham with your entertainment update. I cannot fully express my excitement right now. Vibe Coffee Company, a new coffee shop, is set to open in downtown State College. The cafe is located at 401 West Beaver Avenue in the former location of Doan's Bones Barbecue, which permanently closed in September. While the official opening date has yet to be announced, owners and best friends Ethan Steiger and Tabil Knoll are optimistic that doors will open in May. The menu includes iced coffees, mochas, lattes, and other caffeinated beverages. I heard drinking too much coffee can cause a latte problems, but not to worry. The coffee shop will also serve other baked goods and food. Also new to downtown State College is the Scholar Hotel on Beaver Avenue. Field reporter Megan Swift went down to give us a look inside the new building.
The Scholar Hotel, part of the Hilton Tapestry Collection, opened for business in State College on January 15th. The new hotel is located downtown on Beaver Avenue inside the historic Glenlyn Building, which was constructed in 1933. The Glenlyn Building, which housed the first indoor swimming pool in Central PA, was also the tallest building in State College until 1973. The old empty swimming pool still lies in the bottom of the newly renovated hotel. Gary Brandeis, president of the Scholar Hotel Group, spoke about what it means to open a hotel in such a prime location at Penn State amid the coronavirus pandemic.
So it's a challenge, especially for hospitality right now. Business travel, social travel is down. The project was delayed about 3 or 4 months just because of the coronavirus from construction and opening. But I think we're getting business. We'd like to have more, obviously, but we're fortunate that we have a good location and a great product, and I think people are seeing that. We're really proud of the results of the redevelopment and the product that we have, and we think it'll really work well with downtown State College, the people that travel to State College for various reasons.
We were given a tour of the hotel rooms, and many come fully equipped with a kitchenette for extended stay. Some Penn State students have been living at the hotel in lieu of an apartment.
State College is a great community. It's a great college town. And the fact that I went to school here and do business here now is really kind of a little bit of luck, I guess, but I really enjoy it.
The Scholars Restaurant, Social Food and Drink, will officially open to the public on March 8th for dinner hours.
I'm Megan Swift reporting at The Scholar for PSN News.
Penn State Student Programming Association is hosting Saturday Night Live Star Pete Davidson on Tuesday, March 9th. The event will be held in the format of a virtual Q&A and will begin at 8 p.m. that night. The session will be moderated by Alex Moffett, one of Davidson's SNL cast members. Admission is free for all Penn State students and funded by their student-initiated fee. Students can sign up for the event and submit questions for Davidson's session using the link that can be found on their Instagram page at PSU-SPA. You can bet I'll be skirting my way over there after this. The 78th Golden Globe Awards took place this past Sunday, February 28th at 8 p.m. Due to the coronavirus pandemic, the ceremony was postponed, and while it was certainly different than in years past, it was definitely a night to remember. Powerhouse duo Tina Fey and Amy Poehler were hosts of the virtual ceremony. The night encapsulated this year's achievement in film and television by celebrating the best films, actors, and directors. Netflix had nominations in almost every category. There were many big-time winners. Among them were Nomadland and Borat subsequent movie film. Chloe Zhao, director of Nomadland, was named Best Director, while Borat took home the award for Best Musical or Comedy Film. Sacha Baron Cohen was named Best Actor in a Motion Picture. I guess you can say that was a real knee slapper, huh? Disney and Pixar's Soul also took home multiple awards throughout the night. The ceremony was like no other, filled with questionable nominees, snubs, and most importantly, more diversity. That was your entertainment update. Stay tuned, because after the break, Carlos Garcia will bring you the latest from the world of sports.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Carlos Garcia with your sports update. With only 2 games remaining in the regular season, Penn State's men's basketball looks to finish the season on a high note before the Big Ten tournament starts on March 10th. The Nittany Lions have a current record of 8 wins and 13 losses and sit at 12th place in the Big Ten Conference. The team is coming off a tough 73-52 loss versus Purdue Friday night at the Bryce Jordan Center. The Nittany Lions look to regroup for the last 2 games before the conference tournament, where a tournament win would give them an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. The women's soccer team looks to extend its win streak to 3 after taking down Illinois 2-0 on Sunday. Goalkeeper Catherine Asman was a brick wall in the net, recording 4 saves on 11 Illinois shots. Senior captain Sam Coffey and Frankie Tagliaferri each scored once for the Nittany Lions to give them the victory. With the win, head coach Erica Dombach improves an impressive record of 112, 23, and 9 all-time versus Big Ten opponents. The team will travel back home to host Indiana on March 4th. After 4 months since the Los Angeles Dodgers hoisted the Commissioner's Trophy, spring training kicked off this week for all 30 ball clubs. Although too early in the season to tell, the Dodgers look to be the favorites to repeat after signing Trevor Bauer in the offseason, with teams such as the San Diego Padres and the New York Yankees following them. Spring training looks a little different this year, as new rules have been implemented due to COVID-19. For example, a manager can call off a game at the end of the 5th or 7th inning, stunting growth and development for a team's young prospects. Nonetheless, spring training will continue throughout the whole month, and opening day will tee off on April 1st. That was your sports update. This week, our interview anchor Claire Vokey sat down with Sarah Weisgau, a longtime member of Penn State Lion Scouts. Sarah takes us through the adjustments Lion Scouts have made during the pandemic. Take a look.
Hey everyone, I'm here today with Sarah Weisgau, who is a member of Penn State Lion Scouts. How are you today, Sarah?
I'm good.
So you've been a part of Lion Scouts since you were a freshman. What is
Mhm.
your role in Lion Scouts and what does that look like during a normal year?
So in Lion Scouts, we're in charge of prospective student tours. So that includes people that have applied here or are thinking of applying here, or people that have been accepted. So that's our accepted students programs in the spring. So in a normal year, you have a 5 tours minimum that you should be doing each semester, along with your ER hours, which is basically like community outreach. So getting involved in other places on campus. That could be anything like getting a tour of the Paul Robeson Cultural Center, doing community service, anything like that. So in a normal year, I'd usually be touring probably like 1 to 2 times a week. Tours are about 90 minutes long from beginning to end. And it's usually just like a regular part of my schedule.
What are the differences this year in terms of your role and what are some changes you've seen since the pandemic started?
So it's definitely been a big adjustment since the pandemic started. So campus closed in March, and that's when we were supposed to come back and have our accepted students programs. So then we kind of were scrambling to figure out what to do because it was so sudden. But I think that undergraduate admissions really pivoted really well considering the circumstances. So right now we're doing virtual events. So they're over Zoom and it's still the same content that you get in a normal tour. You just kind of get to do it from the comfort of your bedroom, but things definitely look a lot different.
Do you think that this may impact prospective students and their views of the campus because of the virtual tours and everything?
So I know when I was a prospective student, tours really were like a huge deciding factor for me. And it is definitely hard to get the campus feel when you're not actually on campus. Even like when you go to campus and things aren't as like busy and bustling as normal, it's really hard to get the feel of the school that you're visiting. So I definitely think it's an adjustment, but I also think with the way that things are going in the world, it's adjustment that's probably going to be sticking around for a long time. I do hopefully see that these prospective students are getting like the full experience and still getting everything they need to make an informed decision, but it's definitely a lot different.
And how have these changes affected you and other tour guides? Is it, harder?
It's definitely harder. You would think it would be a little less stressful because the way that they work is you don't really see the prospective students while you're doing the tour. It's like a webinar format. But it is a little bit harder. The chemistry with the tours that you would usually have just isn't really there. You crack a joke and nobody laughs because nobody's like responding to you on the computer. It's harder to kind of weave in those personal stories and experiences and kind of gauge reactions from how your group is doing. Also just like a social aspect. I know like me personally, I'm really close with all of like my fellow tour guides. So it's definitely been hard to not have like that constant, like once or twice a week interaction with all of these people that I'm close friends with.
Are Lion Scouts adding new members? Is that possible if someone wants to join?
So we actually just welcomed in, we call them Cubbies. They're our new members. So we actually just welcomed them in these past couple months. They're actually doing training right now. So applications, I think they closed, I want to say like late fall. But we will be accepting new Cubbies next year too. So if you're interested in it, definitely apply. But we're training them right now. It's going great. All positive experiences, even with the different circumstances. I think it's a great thing to do.
So what do you think the future looks like for Lion Scouts? Are you hopeful that Penn State can start having in-person tours again safely?
I'm very hopeful that hopefully either things will improve or will improve our safety measures to be able to give students the in-person experience, whether that means smaller tour groups, more spaced out, maybe a different route or different times of day. I also think the virtual option is great for people that may not be feasibly able to come to State College. We have a lot of people on tours that come from California, North Carolina, like anywhere you can think of. And they do have to drop everything to come here to Central Pennsylvania. And that is really hard to do, especially in the middle of a school year. So I do think it is a positive thing that we figured out a virtual format, because if you're really far away and maybe you don't have the means or the time to travel here, you can always do a virtual tour. So hopefully, I think that'd be great if that stuck around.
Well, that's great, Sarah. Thank you so much for your time. And thank you for tuning in, everyone. I'm Claire Vokey, reporting for PSN News.
As COVID-19 continues to impact the entire world, here are the current numbers for deaths and cases in the United States. Yesterday, there were 50,505 new cases in the United States, which is actually the lowest that number has been this calendar year. There were also 1,062 reported deaths yesterday, which is the lowest number that the U.S. has seen since October. It's also worth noting that earlier today, President Joe Biden said that there will be enough COVID-19 vaccine doses for every adult in the country by the end of May.
The Food and Drug Administration Advisory Committee on Friday endorsed Johnson & Johnson's coronavirus vaccine. The FDA likely will be setting it up for an imminent emergency use authorization. The advisory committee voted that the benefits of a single-dose vaccine outweighs the risks for individuals 18 years of age or older. If granted the emergency use authorization, the Biden administration said it is ready to deliver up to 4 million doses as soon as next week. The FDA staff released a briefing earlier this week that found the vaccine has a, quote, favorable safety profile. Mount Nittany Hospital, located just off campus, has been administering COVID vaccines to those in need and those on a wait list. Field reporter Aiden Torok has more on the story.
This is the beginning of the end for the pandemic. Mount Nittany Hospital has opened the wait list for the people that are eligible for the vaccine. Mount Nittany Hospital has already administered 13,000 doses and has 8,000 doses scheduled. They're approximately vaccinating 1,000 people per day. Right now, only people that are 65 or older, people who are immunocompromised or deemed high risk, are eligible to receive the vaccine. I spoke with freshman Zoe Regas, one of the few people that have received the vaccine, on what it means to be a part of the fight to end COVID.
I feel like the vaccine, once it starts being able to be distributed to a wider group of people, I think it's going to mean the end of the pandemic as soon as the majority of the population is vaccinated. So kind of however fast they can get the vaccine out will be how fast the pandemic will be over.
Despite being one of the few to receive the vaccine, it's not bothered Zoe. She knew this was a monumental day, no matter what.
I had no apprehension at all about receiving the vaccine, just because the people I work with are very high risk, and my mom also has an autoimmune disease. So I thought it was very important for me to receive it for their safety as well as for my own peace of mind. So I thought the benefits kind of outweighed the disadvantages.
Not only was this a big day for Zoe, but it was a big moment for her family. She can now interact with her parents safely without worrying about getting them sick. Zoe feels a sense of relief already. She knows the importance of this vaccine, how important it is in the fight against COVID, and bring everything back to a sense of normality. Zoe would recommend the vaccine despite having a sore arm for the first couple of days. She knows how important this is. This is Aiden Torok reporting for PSN News.
As the state of Texas continues to recover from the devastating slate of snowstorms that occurred several weeks ago, there is some positive news on the horizon. Citizens of Texas are beginning to regain their power after losing it due to the snowstorms. But this will not come cheap, as there are tens of billions of dollars worth of electrical damage already done. As a result of this, the prices of electric bills in Texas have begun to skyrocket due to the high demand of power in the state. Many different companies that buy and sell power begin to feel the effects of this, as they have lost large amounts of money due to many Texans not being able to pay the bills. The Lone Star State now faces a looming dilemma about whether or not they will have to go out of pocket to prevent problems like these from happening again.
The Federal Aviation Administration is now investigating the cause of a small plane crash in Gainesville, Georgia, which killed 3 people on Friday afternoon. The plane was reportedly heading to Daytona Beach, Florida, when it crashed near several homes in Gainesville. Fire Division Chief Keith Smith said firefighters responded to a 911 call from a passerby who noticed plane debris on the side of the road. While there were no injuries on the ground, a family having dinner said part of the plane wing crashed into their mobile home's bedroom. The Federal Aviation Administration are now investigating the cause of the accident.
And that's all for tonight on PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State.